Welcome back to Student 73. Today's lesson is move number 59, high pat on horse, which to me looks an awful lot like playing the lute, which looks an awful lot like higher horse. I'm not quite sure the difference. Maybe you know and can tell me. Ponder that in your warm-ups sometime that I know you've already done. And because of that, make sure you're oriented to your space if you're practicing somewhere new. Check in with your mind-body. Elongate from the top of the head, but feeling rooted with even weight on both feet. Breathing deep and slow. At ease. Once we find presence in self, we take it into movement as we begin our flow facing 10:30 on the left foot, turning right toes in. The shoulders are relaxed. The fingers roughly point towards 10 or 10:30 on our clock. Throughout our opening move, we turn the right palm to the sky and touch the side of the wrist with the left hand. A little push towards 3 o'clock. Left foot to 12 o'clock. Right foot adjusts for a mindful breath, moving the hands open as we breathe in and hands coming in as we breathe out. For single whip left, palms to 12 o'clock in the uprooting push. No weight on the right foot until we put it completely flat and bring up the left, pushing straight forward from the chest. Palm facing palm. The fingers point up as we breathe in and breathe out in open and close hands. Looking towards our 9 o'clock and stepping into left bow stance with space between the feet in the follow step as we come into playing the lute. Touching the left bubbling well as the hands get narrow, then turning the foot out for the first parry. The right toes turn out a little for the second parry. The left toes point directly at 9 o'clock for the tiny punch over the left forearm. We withdraw into block and close and push the mountain. Right foot back to 12 o'clock. Left toes turn inward, open and close. Brush knee right towards 3 o'clock. And leisurely tie coat. Right foot comes in, but not super close. It steps right back towards 3 o'clock. And once more, the left foot aligning now so that the right toes can pivot forward to 12 for another mindful breath in open and close. Single whip back to the left. So left foot finds its place, then we give it weight, palms to 12 o'clock in the uprooting push. Transferring weight smoothly from left foot to right in our flow for right fist under left elbow. Our transitional move leads us to repulse monkey towards 6 o'clock. Then towards 12 o'clock in a bow stance, followed by a left bow stance in brush knee left towards 9 o'clock and leisurely tie coat to the left. Minimal contraction of muscles. Aware of every detail of the movement, staying present in orientation back to 12 o'clock and staying present in the breath. that may elongate in the form as we relax more, coming into single whip right. The palms turn to 12 o'clock for the uprooting push. We withdraw our whip and step out towards our right, or 3 o'clock, in the first wave hands like clouds. Aware of our alignment. Aware of our feet and the ideal positioning. Aware of our flow and never pausing, even though it may seem so from the outside, coming into higher horse, which looks a lot like today's lesson, which is high pat on horse. But here we turn towards 3 o'clock and then back to 1:30 for toe kick left, hands opening, and then palm facing palm coming together. Toe kick right, hands opening, and then palm facing palm coming together as we're facing 3 o'clock now in our punch downward. Two fist form, but the right fist punches down and comes back up in front of the right shoulder, looking to 9 o'clock. Foot and fist come out together, a subtle flip of the fists before the step and punch. Space between feet, bringing up left knee. Foot goes down softly, tapping right leg. It goes down softly. Roughly palm facing palm here as the hands kind of arc smoothly around to end palm up in two fists as we squeeze all the muscles, then relax. Right toes to 12 o'clock and left swinging toe kick can lead us into a spin as we bring hands back to about shoulder width, or we can simply step in a circle back to 9 o'clock for heel kick right with palms open. Then left palm comes up under right elbow for the Harry maneuver, where we're directing our energy towards 9 o'clock, even as we step into right bow stance with left fist punching towards 9. Gathering energy and embrace the tiger and releasing it and push the mountain. Left foot towards 6 o'clock. Right toes pivot in for a mindful breath and open and close. Changing our orientation to the diagonal line of about 1:30 or 2, and brush knee left. And leisurely tie coat left. The whole center line facing 1:30 or 2 here as we chop in that direction and come back to push in that direction, aligning right foot a little closer to 3 o'clock, but about shoulder width as left toes point to 3 for another breath in opening hands and breathing out closing hands. Diagonal single whip with right foot stepping towards 3 o'clock in the uprooting push. Once the whip is open, we turn to face 3 again and bring in the left hand and foot and then arc them out together and parting the wild horse's mane, followed by the right hand and foot making the same move, touching the left bubbling well. The fingers point to the sky, and then the hands descend as we touch right bubbling well and step in to 3 o'clock position for the end part of leisurely tie coat. Left foot takes us back to 12 o'clock, and the hands drift into shoulder head width position for another expansion to shoulder width on inhale. And then they come back together on exhale. Single whip left, palms to 12 for the uprooting push, opening the whip towards our right until we can't hold alignment, then bringing the whip back in and sidestepping towards the left now. In our wave hands like clouds to the left. 3 times, there's 1. Right foot comes in to shoulder width. Left foot takes second step out a little bit wider than shoulder width. Right foot just comes into shoulder width, not very narrow, keeping a good stable foundation, taking the 3rd left side step. In our 3rd, wave hands like clouds left. Right palm turns up, right toes point to 10 o'clock. And we step towards 9 o'clock in left bow stance. Wiping off the right arm, hand circle, we touch left bubbling well and come into golden rooster, stands on one leg. The right knee coming up, the right hand covering the ear, keeping space between the feet, not allowing the front knee to come forward of the toe. Putting the foot down softly behind. We shift the weight to the left foot, right toes turn in as we begin, fan through the back, left, right toes turn out when we step down, right palm up, until it turns as we face 9 o'clock again, positioning left foot in front of right heel, a little expansion of energy at the chest, finding symmetry in hands and feet, right hand and foot out towards 3 o'clock, expansion of energy at the chest as we turn out right toe and step to 2 o'clock for our first Fair Lady Works the Shuttle. Bringing the left foot in, it takes our weight as we look to 7 o'clock, right foot stepping into right bow stance for our second Fair Lady Works the Shuttle towards 7 o'clock. Left palm turns up, right foot a little half step to 6 o'clock, and then left foot steps to 4 o'clock as left hand blocks outside the temple for our 3rd Fair Lady, or Jade Lady Works the Shuttle, where now we step with the right foot towards 10 o'clock and the left hand goes straight out from the chest, right hand blocking. So today's lesson is here. Higher horse. The left foot goes flat. The right palm faces the left elbow. We shift the weight back to the left foot. The right hand points forward. We touch the right bubbling well and end with the left fingers pointing at the right base of the palm, pointing at 10 o'clock-ish. In this kind of position. Very on guard position. You already know this move. So a front view, if this were my 10 o'clock and my final Fair Lady Works the Shuttle, my weight's on the right foot, the right hand's out, left hand pushing forward. So here in high pat on horse, left foot flat, right palm comes down in front of left elbow. We shift the weight back, bringing the left hand back, the right hand forward, and then as we touch the right bubbling well, the hands come on the center line position right in front of the middle of the body. So our nose, our breastbone, our belly, our fingers, even our right toe is pointed towards about 10 or 10:30 at the end of high pat on horse. Let's detail it out. Here is our proper orientation. If you were following along in a live class, you would be behind me. Easier to follow. That's our 12 o'clock. That's our 10 or 10:30. So in our final Fair Lady, we're in this position. All the weight's on the right foot. The right hand is outside the temple. So ideally, we have a nice bow stance here. And if we stepped in too far in our fourth fair lady, we have the option of bringing that foot back out. Or if we liked where we planted that follow step, we can just put the left foot flat and then transfer the weight back. We pick up the right toes and then we touch on the bubbling well so that we have a little bit of space in between the feet. We don't want to bring that all the way in because that's not as stable for our foundation. So after our fourth fair lady, the weight's on the right foot. The left foot goes flat. The toe is angled out a bit. We stand on the left foot, pick up the right toes, and then touch right bubbling well in an empty stance where all of the weight and alignment is centered from the head, the heart, the belly, through the left hip, through the left leg, right into the left foot. Good alignment makes it easy. Let's do one more with just the feet. So here we are, weight on the right foot after our fourth fair lady. So we adjust our left back foot into a comfortable position because it will now have all of our weight as we pick up left toes and then touch left bubbling well. Let's bring in the hands. So our entire move here is all done facing 10 o'clock. We know the right hand is slightly outside the head. So when we touch the left foot down, now rotate the right elbow down so that the right palm faces the left elbow. And there's about shoulder width between the hands. Then shift the weight back to the left foot, and as you do, switch hands. Left hand comes back, right hand goes forward, but there's still a lot of space between the hands until we pick up left foot and touch bubbling well. Now the hands are narrow, with the left hand pointing directly at the right base of the palm. This very on guard position. We are on guard here. We are ready for action here. Right? And that's all this move is. High pat on horse comes from our fourth fair lady, works the shuttle. Facing 10 o'clock-ish, we put the left foot flat, the right palm turns down, facing left elbow. We shift the weight backwards, drawing in the left hand, pick up right bubbling well, touch it as hands come narrow. That's all it is. It's a pretty simple move, especially when you consider all those four fair ladies. That's one move too. And here, this is one move. It's nice to have a little simplicity there, isn't it? So here we are after our fourth fair lady for move number 59, high pat on horse. Left foot down, drop the right elbow, right palm, facing roughly left elbow here. Shift the weight back, changes hand position, pick up left foot, touch bubbling well as all fingers come onto the center line pointing at 10 o'clock. Fairly simple. One more time. Easy lesson for you today. From our last fair lady, we move into high pat on horse. Left foot down, right palm rotates in. And the left fingers now point towards 10 o'clock. So here in our fair lady, it was a pinky side push. And now, as the right hand comes down, now the left fingers rotate to point towards 10 o'clock. So that as we transition the way, our fingers are pointing in that direction, and then they line up together, right at the height of the middle dantian, or the heart. So we're going from here to here. So we have the left pinky side push. As the right hand rotates down, the left fingers point towards 10 o'clock. Left hand comes back, drawing in, and then right bubbling well touches. And we may remember that the application of this is, here I am, okay, someone has thrown a fist. Their fist is coming from that direction. I grab their wrist. I pull in their arm, and now I break at the elbow. That is the martial art application of this, right? So you often hear me say in the videos, break. It's because we've grabbed, pulled in. Now we have the right hand on the other side of the elbow, and then we break, bringing the hands closer together on either side of their arm that's in our hands would break their arm. Please don't try this on your friend. It's very easy to break someone's elbow that way. Let's add it in through our Fair Lady Works the Shuttle, so it feels very natural. Let's do that in flow, though. Just starting here, I'm not going to go all the way back, but I would encourage you to go back to the very beginning of this video where we run from the flow from the first position. But for now, facing 12 o'clock in position number 5-ish section of fan through the back, where we shift the weight to the left foot, looking to our 3 o'clock, right hand and foot come out in that direction. Remember, you can't see it, but we have an expansion of chi at chest or upper body. Then we turn out the right foot and come into our first Fair Lady Works the Shuttle towards 2 o'clock. Weight on left foot, left hand outside temple, right hand across chest, turns up. As we bring in left foot with no weight on it, transition the weight, right foot steps to 7 o'clock. Right hand comes up across temple, left hand across chest, then drops down under the right elbow as right foot steps to 6 o'clock. Left foot steps into bow stance towards 4 o'clock, left hand overhead, third Fair Lady. Brings us to the fourth, Fair Lady Works the Shuttle. Where the right hand is under the left, we look to 10 o'clock, the right foot steps to 10 o'clock, and the left hand goes forward with the pinky push. Move 59, high pat on horse. Left foot down, right palm faces left elbow until we draw back to the left foot. Then touch right bubbling well. All fingers and eyes and center line pointing towards 10 or 10:30 at the end of high pat on horse. Nice to have a simple lesson after Fair Lady. It's just like life. Sometimes things are complicated and difficult. Other times things go fast and easy. Thanks for joining me for the journey.